All right. I am back with a little bit of the events of Good Friday. And we all know, well, most of us know Good Friday is the day we celebrate that Jesus died on the cross. Um, the crazy thing about all of this going on, um, they, the religious leaders did something completely illegal by having these trials overnight. They didn't make sure that things were, by the book because they wanted to be able to convict Jesus. And the only way that they could do that was to um, keep it kind of hidden and secretive. But during the night, Jesus is brought before Pilate, and then he goes to Herod, and then he's brought back to Pilate, and he's finally condemned to death on the cross. Um, and he is beaten and tortured in a way that we can't even imagine. I have read medical accounts of what would have been going on, and it just blows my mind. Um, and I was thinking about this last night, and I was like, the thing is that Jesus went into this loving me so much that he chose to do this. He chose to go through with it, even though he could have ended it. He chose because he loves me so much. And he knows everything that I've done. He knows everything that I'm ever going to do. And still, he loves me that much. That is some pretty crazy love. I don't know about what you guys think, but that's pretty crazy love right there. But I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the last things that he said while he was on the cross, because it so much of it just portrays the humble nature and the servant nature that Jesus has. He says, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. He gets it. He knows we're human, and he knows that we don't truly understand. He was, and then he's talking to the people, to the two guys hanging on the cross with him who actually deserved to be there. And he's like, hey, you, you, you know, you recognize who I am. And but get this, by the end of the day, you're going to be with me in paradise. And then he looks at his mom and realizes she is going to be without him. And his disciple John is standing there. John is basically one of his best friends. And he said, woman, this is your son. Son, this is your mom. And in that culture, somebody saying woman, it is not the same as it is in our culture. It is actually a term of endearment in that culture, and it would have been like saying, my dear, my beautiful mother. He's portraying a lot of love in that comment. It's not the derogatory term that it is in today's culture. But then Jesus goes on and he says, my God, why have you forsaken me? He is feeling the weight of all of our sin. And then he's thirsty. But then he says, it is finished. And Father, into thy hands I commit my spirit. It's finished. It's done. There's no more penalty that needs to be paid. He paid it all. He finished it. He's done. How cool is that? There's a poem that my pastor read when I was in high school. It was the first time that I remember hearing it. And I absolutely love it. And I'm going to read part of it for you. It's Friday. Jesus was nailed dead on a cross, but it's only Friday. Sunday's coming. It's Friday. Mary's crying her eyes out because her Jesus is dead, but it's only Friday. Sunday's coming. It's Friday. The disciples are running around like sheep without a shepherd, but it's only Friday. Sunday's coming. It's Friday. Pilate's strutting around washing his hands because he thinks he's got all the power and victory, but it's only Friday. Sunday's coming. It's Friday. People are saying, as things have been, so they shall be. You can't change anything in this world, but it's only Friday. Sunday's coming. It's Friday. Satan's doing a jig saying, I control the world, but it's Friday. Sunday's coming. It's Friday. The temple veil ripped from top to bottom. The earth shook. The rocks split and tombs opened. The centurion screamed in fear. Truly, he is the Son of God. But it's only Friday. Sunday's coming. There's more to this poem, but we're going to stop right there for right now. And one thing that just is just mind-blowing to me is that at the moment that people were sacrificing, they were killing the lamb that was going to be for their Passover meal that evening. At the moment that those lambs were being killed was the moment that Jesus died. He is the Passover lamb. He is the ultimate Passover lamb, the only one we will ever need. He is the only way that we can get to heaven. The only way that we can have a relationship with God. The only way that we even have a right to come before God. And he was killed for us. I'm going to attempt to sing a song that I also heard for the first time when I was in high school. And my youth pastor and his wife sang this song. And that was the first time I heard it. And ever since, every time I hear it, I just love it. Because it carries with it all of that tension of, we're saying this is Good Friday, but such a horrible thing happened, but it was such a good thing. And it's called Beautiful Scandalous Night. And I'm going to attempt to sing part of it for you. I don't know that it's going to be very wonderful because I don't know the song super well, but we're going to go for it anyway because it's a great song. Go on up to the mountain of mercy, to the crimson perpetual tide. Kneel down on the shore, be thirsty no more. Go under and be purified. Follow Christ to the holy mountain. Sinner sorry and wrecked by the fall. Cleanse your heart and your soul in the fountain that flows for you and for me and for all. At the wonderful, tragic, mysterious tree, on that beautiful, scandalous night, you and me were atoned by his blood and forever washed white. On that beautiful, scandalous night, on the hillside you will be delivered, at the foot of the cross justified, and your spirit restored by the river that pours from our blessed Savior's side. At that wonderful, tragic, mysterious tree, on that beautiful, scandalous night, you and me were atoned by his blood and forever washed white. On that beautiful, scandalous night. So today, I want you to think about that beautiful, scandalous night and everything that that means for our future, for our present, for everything that is us, and for everything that is the world.